Hey, Limitless Beings. Skye Hanley here, alignment coach and business mentor, bringing you another most amazing video. This one really is amazing. I'm like, calm down. Look, we're here to talk about joy, fun, play, pleasure, passion. Now, before you leave, just stay with me for a sec, all right? Because you have no idea how fucking powerful this is within your business. And I know that I've talked about it in little parts here and there, amongst other videos and things like that. But I really actually wanted to talk to you a little bit deeper on how you can implement, that level of energy within your business, all right? Because at the end of the day, believe it or not, more joy, fun, play, pleasure, passion is actually going to also equal more clients, more aligned clients, more sales, ease with marketing, right? Like content that just flows out of you, deeper conversations with clients that, that you already have, right? So it's not just like, let's just introduce some more joy, fun, play, pleasure, passion because, although I have absolutely nothing wrong with that, we'll talk about that in a second, but, it's almost like, I was going to say there's a tactical reason to do it as well, right? There is both an embodiment piece, there is a joyous piece, there is a life piece, because why the fuck not? But also, right, like the more joy, fun, play, pleasure, passion you introduce, it also means the more dollars in your bank account, the more clients coming through the door, the more sales you make, the more ease, and flow within your business. Because the thing is that we don't actually have to make it as hard as we fucking do. And we really sometimes make it hard for ourselves, right, you guys? Now, look, let me tell you a little bit about where this, this video has come from. I was actually having, multiple conversations this week myself, both in my personal life, both with amazing, some of my own next level amazing high performance coaches that, that I have, as well as, within my VIP community. And so we were talking about, the energetics of those sorts of things, and that sometimes, and you guys know, like, I'm the fucking doer. I will do all over myself. Like, I really has to be an embodied practice for me to surrender and to have trust. Right? Because, my norm would be like the hamster wheel, like put me on the fucking hamster wheel. Like, I've got this, I can absolutely do it. And I actually make jokes, knowing that a piece of my own journey is to surrender more, is potentially to do less, and is to trust, the processes and everything that I put in place within my own business, which I do on a strategic level, but sometimes on an energetic level, I'm so fucking ready to be back on the hamster wheel, and I have to just go, no, surrender, trust, it's all good. Doing less is sometimes doing more, all those different pieces, all right? And what I was going to say actually about surrender is I sometimes make jokes that I'm like, tell me how the fuck to do surrender. Like, just tell me. Just give me the fucking dot points. I've totally got this. Like, I can fucking nail surrender, right? So give me the 10 dot points. I'll study the fucking manual on surrender. I'll do it, and then you can fucking quiz me on it, right? And then fucking done it. Done. Like, awesome. Fuck yeah. Tick. Surrender, right? Which is obviously not how surrender works. So anyway, let's bring joy, fun, play, pleasure back into this piece, right? So in my VIP community group, we were talking about surrender. We were talking about actually trusting the energetics of the business that you've created, of the tribe that you are serving, of the way that you're showing up, right? And that sometimes when we're sitting there going, oh my God, I'm in a launch, like I need to, maybe I should post something else, or who can I reach out to, or hamster wheel, that actually it's about stepping back, right? That energetically, sometimes we actually need to take a step back. Now, I say to my tribe, they're very used to me talking about what I call fishing rods, that we don't just wait on the beach for, the lead fishers, right, to just jump in our fucking net, that you need to have fishing rods out there. But it's not about, forcing the fish onto the end of your hook, right? Like, we just put fishing rods out there and we allow the energy of what it is that we're creating, to have those fish swim towards us. We save those who swim towards us, right? So again, you can hear even in that language, it is a little bit about, about stepping back, about not being the doer all of the time, which I can tell you makes me really sweaty. Alrighty, so get off the hamster wheel, stop being fashionably busy. How do we do that then, right? As doers, who want to do, the things. Well, actually, we introduce more joy, fun, play, pleasure, and passion, right? So the more that you can stay within those realms, like think about it for a second. The example that I actually gave when I was talking to my VIPs is that I was saying that, you know, within my relationship, both my partner and I, we have done martial arts over the years. So, like, it sounds very weird, all right? So getting a bit physical, like, you know, is like, and not as in like, you know, anything terrible, but as in like having, you know, like some play energy about us, right? Like, you know, on the odd occasion we'll have a wrestle, because why the fuck not? And normally we're wrestling with like, you know, like a bottle of water or a glass of water, trying to tip it on the other person, you know, and we're sort of like holding each other's arms and trying to like, you know, like put each other in arm locks and stuff like that to stop the water from spilling all over us, right? It's play, it's fun, it's silliness. Now, if I was to have a moment like that, right, and then to come on here and let's say I was going to do a video, don't you think that I'm going to be bringing that level of energy, of playfulness, of joyousness? Like, you can probably see it and feel it in me right now, just because of the nature of the topic that we are talking about, right? So the thing is though, you know, it's amazing, you know, if you're in a relationship, you may already have some of these, you know, random playful things. One of my clients was just telling me they basically play what I would call lick chicken. And lick chicken is like they pretend they're about to kiss one another and then they lick the other person in the eye instead, right? Like, it's, you know, we all kind of have these silly things within our relationships, and that's fun. But you want to be able to cultivate that level of energy, that level of playfulness, of joy, of like, you know, excitement, right? It's not just the stuff, like, don't get me wrong, I love, you know, like sitting there in the morning, doing a morning routine, having, you know, smelling the coffee, you know, sipping at the coffee, smelling it in and that kind of thing. That's nice. That's relaxing. You know, I love walking on the beach and stuff like that. That is, you know, a piece of surrender, I suppose, and relaxation. But it's not the same as getting silly, is it? It's not the same as fun. It's not the same as playfulness and even, you know, like passion, right? And so that is what we want to cultivate. Don't get me wrong, you know, I'm all for the relaxation piece as well. I think that is very important within our busy business lives, right? Because we are trying to disqualify the busyness, you know. It gets to be easy, it gets to be grace, flow, you know, simplicity, like all of those things, right? Money gets to come to you easily, and the more that you are in like a high vibration, the more that you get to show up, right? Like, imagine if you just had some kind of a playful moment with a partner or by yourself. That sounds odd, you know what I mean, right? Like a playful kind of moment, something a bit silly, a bit fun, and then you went and did your you know, some client calls or sales calls or something like that, or sent out some messages. What do you think the frequency or the vibe or the tone of those kinds of messages and things like that will be when you bring that level of energy to them, that level of excitement? This is why I always say to people, like, if you're running, you know, a program or a, you know, like a challenge or a program, or you've got an offering or something like that, if the offering doesn't light you up, then it's not going to light your tribe up either. And we can, you know, us humans, even when we think that, you know, even, what do I want to say? We pick up on things that we sometimes don't even realize, right? And some of us are maybe more like intuitive and maybe a bit more, there's a word that I'm thinking of. Everybody, let's play this game with me. It's not empathetic, but it's the E word. We are all... Well, this isn't fun, is it? It'll come back to me. I'll scream it out later, right? We're all really E-word people, right? Which means we can feel other people's emotions. You know the word. You're all saying it out loud at home right now, right? So we pick up on other people's emotions and how they're feeling quite a lot. Alrighty, so... You know, so we want to make sure that like we're excited about our deals and offerings, because otherwise we're going to take those deals and offerings to our tribe and be like, oh yeah, we've got this thing and it's, you know, it's pretty good. Like, yeah, you guys should come and join. And here are some of the features. Your clients are going to, you know, they're going to feel that, right? Whereas there's a big difference. If you can cultivate, and it's not from a fake or manipulative or terrible kind of a place, but the more joy and fun and play and pleasure and passion that you can cultivate, the more that you get to show up in your place of genius, doing things that you love, then the more connective that's actually going to be with people. I think, if you've been watching my YouTube, right, you guys know I sometimes use this as an example, right? I love to do this. I'm quite happy. Put me on a camera, I'll sit here and have a chat and tell you guys about the things that are rolling around in my head. This is joy to me. This is fun. This is passion, right? I get to cultivate that energy. It's not fake. It's just me being, I get to feel more expressed as myself. And so let me use one more example for a second, and I'm going to do this because, snot and all, because that would be really awkward having that snot coming down my face. You're welcome, everybody. Let me give one more example. My poor partner, I always throw him under the bus. So let me tell you, a few weeks ago, anyway, it was one of my friend's birthdays. And it was about 2 weeks before we, my partner and I went away on holidays. Anyway, we were talking about, did he want to come to this birthday, or did he not? And he sort of said, it doesn't really matter. I guess, we're going to go away in a couple of weeks' time. We're going to have some fun then. And I was like, and he was like, yeah, I just heard myself out loud, right? And I was like, yeah, why do we need to forebode joy? And the answer is we don't, right? So if you're sitting there and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to do the fun thing once all the kids go to bed, or I'm going to do the fun thing after I've done all the responsibilities, or I'm going to, maybe later after I have XYZ, then I'm allowed to celebrate my wins, or once I have achieved X amount, and it actually doesn't work like that, right? You have to start celebrating. You have to sit in the joy, the fun, the play, the pleasure, the passion, and from that place, think about how elevated your conversations are going to be, how many more sales you're going to have come through because you're excited about your offerings, and that's radiating to the people that you're communicating that to, your potential clients, right? Think about, how many more people are going to attract towards you because of the energy that you are showing up in. And I promise you that is one of the most powerful pieces in terms of I hate putting it in this way, strategy, right? If you want the doing thing, if you're a bit like me, you give me the dot points, right? Joy, fun, play, pleasure, passion. That is your dot points. The more of that you can implement in your business, I promise you, the more money you'll make, the more fun you'll have, the more people will attract towards you with ease, and the more that you get to step away from the bullshit hustle that does not serve you. Right? And the more you're going to, show up in your passion every single day, supporting people that you fucking love in an environment that you love, and really I don't know about you guys, but there literally is nothing more than that to me, if I get to live that every single fucking day, right? Oh my gosh, job done. Right? Tick. It doesn't have to be hard. And it's normally our mind and our brain that kind of gets in the way and makes it a little bit hard for us. Alrighty? So let me quickly tell you about an amazing program that I actually have on offer at the moment, which is super, super, super fucking exciting. It's called Elevate, and Elevate is high performance business coaching. It's basically me in your pocket. Every single day you're able to, jump in, send me a voice message through Voxer, where we get to then mastermind whatever is coming up for you in business. This is amazing for the person who doesn't necessarily want a whole bunch of coursework and things like that, or it's amazing for you if you haven't necessarily had business mentoring before and you want something that you can kind of enter into and start feeling into what an amazing bouncing alignment is available, where you can get next level support, where literally if you're sitting there and thinking, far out, should I do this in business or should I do that in business? Why not have somebody in your pocket, who can not only help you find the answers yourself, but also, look, I say I'm a business mentor, which means I'm going to tell you what the fuck to do as well, right? A A coach likes to help you find the answers that are already within you. A mentor likes to tell you what the fuck to do. I'm both, so I'll do both for you. Look, I'm not going to bang on about it or anything like that. If that feels aligned, if you want to be around actually, you know, the irony, this level of energy every single day, where if you're having an 11 p.m. meltdown and you're like, holy fuck, what am I meant to do? I feel like shit, or I don't know, or, you know, this is running through my brain and you need to just dump, you know, it's somewhere, and know that there is somebody there on the end of the line, you know, able to support you within your business, to move you forward so you're not procrastinating, you're not stuck in perfectionism, you know, wondering what to do, then absolutely reach out. You know, I'm more than happy to support you. This isn't a bullshit thing to say. There are really limited spots because obviously I can't just be serving everyone at such a high level, high performance business coaching fashion. So it is capped at 10 places, and I promise you, you know, it's being launched this week, which means that you know, plenty of my you know, old clients and stuff like that, people who have been waiting for it to be launched, will be jumping on first anyway. So there won't actually, you know, there's not likely to actually be a full 10 places available. Anyway, that's it from me, you guys. I hope you've loved this. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe button to stay up to date with all the most amazing content that we're putting out. And also, if you're not in there already, head over to our Facebook community group. It's had a name change, a bit of a facelift. I love doing things like that. I'm a business owner. I reserve the right to change my mind. It is now called Unfuck Your Business for fit pros, coaches, and experts. It's basically your roadmap to, you know, 10K months to 10K weeks and beyond. All right. I love you guys. Bye.